You Africans, please listen to me as Africans. And you non-Africans, listen to me with open mind.
Hey. Welcome to the Smiling Sufferer podcast. On the mic, you got the truth seeker, the young wolf, the courageous brother, courageous himself, Mr. Kore. And on my right, I have Miss Yetty, aka Lady Laurel. And I have the black G-Wagon. What was it called?
That's actually not a bad name, man.
the black James Bond.
Black
James Bond. What's good, people? Yo, we missed a week, man. I actually missed being here. Well, so what's been up with y'all, man?
Nothing, working. Same old.
So what do you guys think about that track?
I love it. The video, oh no, that's not the same one. Never mind.
No, I don't think there's no
video.
There's like a clip on IG. That was by Kizz Daniel, by the way. He has this thing he called the Fuck You challenge. It's on IG, and it's where there's a beat out there that was done by Young John, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Wale.
I haven't looked into it.
Yeah, it was Young John. It was.
What are you watching? There's a game today.
Yeah, Manchester. I think getting the ass kicked. So what are the scores?
1-0. Go on.
Who scored?
Rashford. Go on.
The Fuck You challenge, and basically they hop on this beat that was made by Young John.
Look it up. You have your laptop.
I think it's a dope beat. I think it's a dope track. But you had all these other artists that hopped on it, right? And there was this one particular artist that hopped on it that was throwing some shots. Tiwa Savage. Let me see if I can find it. It was right here.
But,
okay, yeah, I found it.
So the lyrics aren't the same. They have to make their own lyrics up? Or?
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty much freestyling on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I guess it's supposed to be like some kind of like, I guess a song for your haters, perhaps.
Right.
Where I guess you're addressing your haters. Now, on that song, did you guys hear him call out certain artists? Kizz Daniel.
But I don't think he was.
I think I heard him say Don Baba J.
He said a lot of people. I don't think he was saying it as
an insult.
No,
because I
was
wasn't
saying
sure.
The girl was messing with all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't you see the
That's what it was.
I saw the clip, but I didn't.
Challenge and his version, he was calling them out. Well, not calling them out, but saying like the girl. He was talking to a girl. Like
Kizz Daniel was talking to a girl.
Right, so it's the same.
Okay, well, let me play Tiwa Savage's on, and you guys can make of it what you think. I think he's taking some shots, or I think she's taking some shots, but some people think otherwise.
But boy, you no get shame. When we dey walk out to studio, you dey look for fame. Two can play that game. First time you go international, more for me Royal of Canada. Oh, Mr. Living da Loca. 50 bottles, you still there. Oh, RCC, uniform bush. See my melanin no report. Jetty, you got to be looking. My following, you don't run your mouth, no go. When the tables turn, it does hurt. Oh, fuck you too. Fuck you. Oh, she Mr. Bado. Desperado.
Yo, she was taking. Yo, she was spitting some bars in there though. I think that's still my favorite out of all the ones that I've heard. But she brought up Escape. She was like still owing bottles or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So what was the exact line again, Wale?
Didn't you just play it?
I know, but I was vibing too much to the song to really listen to it. She was talking about you went on your first tour. I guess she was trying to say she sponsored the person. He's calling himself a baller or whatever, and he's still owing bottles at Escape. Basically, I'm transcribing here. Those aren't her exact words.
She's throwing shade too.
And
But
she's throwing shade at someone. But
she is.
We don't know.
The speculation is she's throwing shade at Wizkid and that they might
But-
have fallen out.
Even you guys, that's where.
Did you listen?
But then
That's where you know people don't even listen to it.
Did you listen to the words?
Do you
The
know where it
word
started
says,
from? It started from this guy posting on his page, Tunde Nuts.
Right.
Tunde Nuts is known to not like Wizkid for
Right.
whatever reason it might be, and unfortunately, not liking Wizkid is actually one of the most horrible things you can do to yourself, because unlike Davido and the rest, he doesn't answer.
Right.
So you end up looking stupid. Like, see that podcast guy, like, he doesn't respond to it. He doesn't say anything. You know, the video have already gone on Insta blog to either banned or something. So at least you get that satisfaction of.
Right.
So he does that a lot to Wiz, and Wiz doesn't answer him. Now, unfortunately, because it's a blog,
people
need to, and people need, no, people even need to. He needs Wizkid content on his blog, because you're gonna alienate the fans. So he's always any opportunity he gets to kind of try and make things look iffy. But here's where you can tell it's just pure he doesn't like him, because look at the lyrics. She says, "I took you on first tour." First of all, that already crosses out Wiz.
That's what I was gonna
If
say.
anything, Wiz is the one that has been taking her to places. Number one. Number two, she says you're living la vida loca. Who says that? It's Davido. That's the only person that said that in his songs. So even if we're saying she's talking about a mainstream artist,
She's not. Though.
she's not. That's why I don't think she is.
Right.
Because if everybody's saying it's all mainstream, it's even signs are pointing more towards Davido. But it's not him too. It's not Davido.
We know Wizkid has been accused of owning that
Yeah,
same
so
Escape
but that's the thing.
nightclub.
And then Tiwa is the wrong person.
Money for buying
Tiwa
bottles.
is the wrong person to ever come and throw shit at Wiz on a song, because of the year Tiwa had last year is solely because of. In fact, it started 2 years ago when she did that song they had together, the first song. I forgot the name, and it's solely because of this guy. So it's no matter what kind of breakup, quote unquote, they might have had, she's too grown.
She's not
to
gonna,
be
right, I was gonna
stupid.
say she wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. To stoop down to that level to throw
It's
shit
just
at him.
speculation.
And
It's
then
just
you know, and then you
speculation.
see, so she, obviously, but there's obviously somebody she's now back
right.
to the.
I was gonna say maybe her husband.
That's
her
where
ex.
people said X.
That's
her
what I
ex.
was
People are
thinking.
saying, but the thing is,
not Wizkid.
I can't remember if he's an artist or something like that.
Well, he's a manager. He was her manager, right?
So she said to go on his first tour.
Right,
Yeah.
and Moro and also kind of that meaning I sponsored you to.
Yes,
so
exactly,
she can't
and that
sponsor
doesn't go to waste to
Wizkid,
count.
right,
Yeah, so but that's what I'm saying is that it's speculation. Now
People
back to
just
the
reaching.
to the Escape stuff. Wiz obviously, I'm not sure, but I think it's that same club, right? Where they said his bouncer was stabbed.
Yes.
The story was his bouncer was stabbed when he was trying to go pay or whatever not. Now the owner of Escape decides to come out and say, now that Tiwa has done her challenge, he's going to start dropping a list of people who owe his club.
Are you serious?
And
What's that guy's name again?
Richard or something.
Richard?
Now, there are two things to this for me. Personally, do I think he's going to drop the names? I don't think so. But he went on radio. He said he doesn't care about quote unquote burning bridges. That he's done with that lifestyle. But I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get people to pay up.
Right.
I don't think, because I think what's going to eventually happen is that
He
he's
doesn't
going
wanna put their
to on
names
the
out.
day
Right.
he's going to
Puts their
claim
names out.
on the
They're
day
not
he's
paying
going to
up.
claim on the day he's going to claim they've paid.
Right.
That's why he's not going to put the list out. I can already tell. And then, it's two things come out of this. One, he would get his money back in a way.
But you're burning
But
bridges.
no, forget bridges. Two, he's more relevant now for whatever he has coming up.
True.
He's known in the industry, but you and I don't know.
I don't know who he
We've
is.
never.
Right.
We don't know who this guy is. We've never. By the way, Marshall just scored.
Good for you. Hold on.
Well,
I'm about to play the
because
clip.
We're in debt of over 120 million, and these debtors include a range of artists, your biggest stars, people that you wouldn't believe owe. A lot of people, Big Brother housemates, even babes on this list, even some boys that if I catch, I go beat for streets. And they tell you, I'm going to drop beating on. If this list don't make you drop this money, I go brush you anywhere where I see you. Yes, you go chop that brushing. I will seize your car and I'll fuck you up. Tonto, I'm sorry. You said I shouldn't do this, but you know what? Nobody's going to knock on my door now. My business is closed, and my staff can't feed their families and say, yo, Richard, I owe you 10 million. I owe you 5 million. Here's your money. No, they won't. And like Kizz Daniel said, it's fuck you season. It's time all of you go down. People need to know how you guys are fucking up people's businesses and carrying hand.
So
So I
back
guess
to
he went out of business because
So yeah, he
of
said his
debt.
restaurant and his thing went out of business because of debt, and he's racking up 120 million in debt. I don't know how you rack up that much, but he's according to him, he said somebody on there even has as high as 6 million that he acquired in 2 nights.
He needs to change his credit policy.
I think you're very stupid if you let someone rack up 6 million.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to change his
not in one night.
Policy.
Over 2 nights.
Crazy.
I believe this man has no one else to blame but himself. But I also believe
ultimately
he needs to get his money back, and I think he's tried other avenues. I do also believe he has something coming up that he wants his name to be attached to.
We're trending, right?
And also I'm pretty sure this is not attached to any A-list celebrity. I think this is for the average Joe. You know, there was a time banks were doing this thing where they published out a list of debtors in the newspaper.
They did?
They did one time in
Can you even do that? Oh, Nigeria.
You know why? Because that's the one thing that you can use to get Nigerians.
Yes.
Shame.
And it wasn't.
Shame them in public.
There wasn't. I don't think there was any like popular name on there. You know, the people who have more to lose. Wizkid doesn't have anything to lose with this, because you can come out and say, "Oh, Wizkid owes me 2-3 million." Everybody knows Wizkid is worth hundreds and hundreds of millions. It's the guy who's on IG talking about, I just bought my Gucci. It's like, imagine you see Hush Puppy's name on there. You know, those are the guys that people be like, Hush Puppy with all the, those are the people, but it's not Hush, but obviously, those are the people, the G boys, as they call them, Yahoo boys. Those are the boys he's trying to get. You know, because a lot of them are the ones who flaunt on social media.
Yeah.
You know, those are the ones who we want, the average Joes, you know, not the celebs. And when he did the interview, he was saying, he was trying to give some hints. He said there's one artist who's an artist and an actor, but it's not Faust.
So Banky W? Who else?
That's the only one I can think of.
He
said the guy, but I don't think it's Banky. He said the guy shot. Yeah, he said the guy shot a movie last week. Cause I don't follow Banky, so I don't know if it's him.
Hints.
But then he says there's a footballer, and the hints was going towards Obafemi Martins at first.
Oh,
then he said no,
Chief
it's not.
Daddy dude.
It's not.
Is he a football player?
Who's Chief Daddy?
That movie.
No.
No, he said there's an artist, there's an actor, and an artist that owes him money. Then there's one guy that owes all the clubs in Lagos. He's a football player. He wears
He's very
6
flashy.
gold chains. He's very flashy.
Who is he?
The only one everyone could think of was Obafemi Martins, but he said no.
Well, he said Obafemi
pays his debts. He said
a Lannister always pays his debts.
MNK was another
Shout out
name
GOT.
people threw out, and he said he's okay. I got that. I saw that stupid episode, but he mentioned, people mentioned MNK's name. He said no, it's not him. So you know, I do believe this list will never come out, but you can only speculate.
Yeah.
Who else did he say? He said his good people are. Well, see, that's the thing. When what's his name? He was doing an interview with Dotun of Cool FM. Dotun was asking him questions, naming names, and like, you know, every name he brought up, like, no, that guy's a good guy. That guy's a good guy. So it makes me wonder who the hell is this on this list, you know? And the only name they didn't ask him, Dotun didn't ask him about 2 names. He didn't, and I noticed, and I'm sure he couldn't ask. Hold on, he didn't ask him about 2 names. One name he couldn't ask him about, and I know he couldn't ask him about is Olamide. And I don't think Olamide is on the list, but Dotun couldn't take that risk because he's Olamide's hype man.
Oh, he is.
He is. So there's no way he could ask him.
I think there's a little bit of cloud chasing.
And then the second name they didn't mention was Wizkid. And I think because that's going to fill this speculation. Yeah. The guy I said Davido is a good customer. His name dropped Davido a lot. His name dropped so it's like it's but personally,
who is it?
I think
it might be
it's cloud chasing.
To an extent.
I think he said he claims he has gotten 4 million back so far.
Okay.
So
maybe it's working.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's that's why I say it's not celebrities have nothing to lose. Let's be honest. True. And then why are you letting Big Brother housemates owe you money? Those guys are broke.
Especially the ones that didn't
win. Even the one that won, that's the only source of income he has for a long time.
But speaking of artists that owed, speaking of artists that have club debt, Wizkid is headlining the Ends UK festival.
It's nothing new.
It's
day 2.
It will be the first time, at least in recent history, that a Afrobeat artist would headline a concert, at least in the UK.
Carnival-ish. Not a festival-ish kind of. Concert. I guess it's a concert.
I mean,
it's 3 days.
Oh, can you think of any? I think D'banj might have though.
No,
I'm surprised D'banj
so
did it in his prime.
D'banj got to Wireless Festival. D'banj got on the main stage. It's the most recent. So you know, when we talk about this thing, you know, I gave props when I said the video saying was to sell out this thing. That this guy, first of all, you do know them. Lagbaja have done this before, but so when we say at first, because those guys were at a lot of festivals on the main stage. So I can't really, but in more recent probably say 2000s, the 2000s or
headlining
mid 2000s, yeah,
for a major festival.
The band got on the main. I think it was the first to get on the main stage of Wireless.
Oh, okay.
And then Wiz was next.
Okay.
And then the video was next after Wiz.
Okay.
It's always so funny. I was always like that. But
Yeah,
it was next, and I don't know if Burner might be next to get the Wireless one. But as far as headline, like Wiz is the main guy for day 2.
For the whole day.
For the whole day, he's they build up to him.
Yes.
This is the first time I can remember. Now, prove me wrong, you know.
The last time
in England, was, you know, not because there might be some
but
all these Caribbean festivals like them,
UK.
Timaya, they get to the video is out in one of these islands now, probably.
Yes.
So they might, but as far as the UK goes,
in the UK for a major festival, I think we always have to highlight these things when they happen, so that in case someone now comes and start calling an artist a new artist, you know. But
has it done it to the US?
So I think it's a big deal. I think someone actually looked into it, and the last time they had seen a Niger artist do anything at a festival this major was King Sunny Ade.
Yeah,
it was in like 1984.
That's how I figured. That's what I was always saying.
Yeah, it was in 1984. It was some reggae festival. It was a major festival back then. But then he wasn't the main head. Like I think all of them were all headliners.
Okay.
He wasn't the main.
There's like this one going on.
So
in,
that's a distinction
in
that
Portugal.
you have to put out there.
That has a lot of American artists, but it also has Wiz, Davido, Burna Boy, and I think it's like the same thing. They're kind of like part of the main lineup.
The main lineup,
It's in Portugal. I forgot what the show is called. What's happening? Speaking of which, Wiz is in Toronto doing his first tour in 7 years. And he announced a new song coming out with Drake.
I heard about that.
Hopefully, is Drake gonna behave himself this time?
I wonder if he has an album coming out.
He said he has 2 albums worth of material. He took a 3-month break. He hasn't been on social media in 3 months.
Okay.
So he was like, he's taking a break. He took an album. Davido too has his album coming out. Davido was, I forget what island is on, but he was at the Buju Banton's festival thing, which is also big. You know, I don't think it was Jamaica.
What was Davido's last album? Was it Son of Mess? That was Son of Mess.
Was
that really? It was like an EP.
It was 4. That's his most trash body of work. I think they forced him to go outside of his lane, because that was when he now vexed and came back with all them If for Fire and all that stuff.
A Burna Boy 2 recently
it's in Bahamas.
dropped.
There you go.
Burna Boy 2 recently dropped a 4-track EP or so. There are only like 2 songs I like on there.
Burna coming on. It's coming on Wednesday, so.
Yeah, you looking forward to that?
Man, I'm gonna have to find a way not to go
Yetty,
to work on
happy
Thursday.
for your tickets.
I'm not going.
Come on, man.
I'm not.
Come on.
What is this? Peer
Who else?
pressure.
What's going on? But yeah, so Wiz has that. He's doing his tour in Toronto. Then he's coming to Broccoli Fest.
Yep.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
Big things. What else is happening in Afrobeat? Choc City recently signed a Warner Bros. Deal.
Really?
Hold on, no. Before we get to let's finish with Davido too. Has some news. Oh, I did mention he has last time. I think we didn't record that. Where he has a supposedly mixtape with Tory Lanez. Coming out. He was in the studio with, I forget his name. It was so I've always this 2 genres I want them to mix is Afrobeat and the Latin music in terms of them.
All them Pitbull in them.
Yes, them Pitbull. Not only Pitbull, the ones the ones that are like on that Cardi song. What's their name?
Oh,
J Balvin.
J Balvin. Because when Wiz and J Balvin were on Metro's song on his album, that was actually fire. And the video is with one of their main guys too. He was in a studio recording. I think the language is because we're both melodic in terms of, so I think they can flow. So he has that, and then he was able to get Timbaland and Pharrell to come listen to his album.
I saw that.
Even though people were saying, "Oh, you have a song coming out," but he just said he got the album. It would be nice if he gets to produce. No, so not Pharrell. My bad. Why did I say Pharrell? Ludacris.
Oh.
It would be nice if he got a Timbaland produced.
Yeah.
1 or 2 beats. And Tory Lanez is trying to drop a mixtape, international something. Okay. And he was sampling Soko. He said he wants to sample all the biggest songs in the world outside of the US.
That's all Tory Lanez be doing.
But that's what
be
he's good at.
hopping on everybody's shit.
That's what he's good at.
No, but Drake does the same thing.
I think Tory, Tory wants to be like Drake. But he wants to be like Drake. He wants to be like Drake. But Tory is somebody that I would look forward to him on a Davido mixtape.
Tory, I've always seen Tory Lanez as he's like Drake, but better rapping abilities, but not as good at song making.
He has better rapping than Drake.
Yeah, he's a better lyricist. I mean, you saw him. He went at a few rappers recently. Now, remember
That's up for
he
debate,
challenged
man.
a few people.
That's up for
Spitter.
Yeah, but has Drake had to spit bars recently?
No, not
Exactly. Yeah, you have to look at the conditions.
Coming
for
from
that.
#1 Drake fan over here.
No, you just gotta look at the
No, but
conditions.
it's just
for
true.
that.
No, it's just
like,
true.
I know
Drake is a better song maker and a better hit maker.
when I respect
but lyricist Tory Lanez.
So you
can
look
spit.
at the content. Like I'm a big Rick Ross fan, and I respected when he hopped on that P Square song, "Beautiful in Here."
Oh yeah,
because
that was good.
His bars were so simplified and straight to the point. Because on that kind of track, you can't be spitting bars.
Yeah, kind of
The same way you have this guy that did Bad Energy with Wizkid. What's his name? Skepta.
The UK guy.
Skepta cannot be going in on that kind of song. Do you understand? So people are like, "Oh, he's whack," but no, because he knows the people going to listen to this thing. Are you going to be dropping bars that'll be flying over people's head on a feel good music? So Drake hasn't had to make it. Tory was out there trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
Drake has at the lane where unfortunately he doesn't have
I'm just
to.
saying, as a lyricist,
I don't think
as a
Tory is better,
lyricist,
man.
As a
but
lyricist,
they will say he writes
as a
ghostwriters,
lyricist,
man. I don't know, man.
Tory's it, man. But Choc City, Warner Bros. Deal.
Yeah,
Wale, can you shed some light on
I
that?
haven't followed it. I don't know, man. It's good. It's good
So
for the culture.
is it a distribution deal?
I don't know yet. I haven't looked into it.
Is it even real? Are we even sure?
I saw the thing, and then I saw a picture of Femi Kuti in it, and I don't think Femi Kuti signed to Choc City, so I guess I don't know why they use this picture on the headline.
That'll
I
be
saw it on
interesting.
Twitter, but
we were chatting about it, and Wale doesn't think MI hasn't
shown so
to carry that.
So
kind of,
I gave my dissertation, description or whatever of Don Jazzy when I said he's falling, and my analysis when he's falling as a producer because he's
does the same
he's
sound,
changed
yeah.
no he's changed to a different role where he's now he was a CEO before his record label still active. No, what was it? They signed a deal too with somebody.
More hits.
No, Maven signed a deal too. They signed an international deal too. But
I just hope they're not jerking
anyways,
these artists.
But anyways,
that's all I'm hoping
what I'm trying
for.
to say is he's when he changed from being to more of the business
like a
guy.
CEO, yeah.
He dropped in quality of beat. I don't even think he produces that many beats anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with MI. Chocolate City, the Audu was like the guy, and all the other, they were doing well as they were on fire when they had MI was as a prime. Jesse Jags was nice. Ice Prince, like Choc City boys. They used to have their Chocolate Boys or Choc City mixtapes or whatever. They had Brimo at his peak. They had all this other guys too on the side, and they were doing very well. The guy that Genie that sang Ego, I think was signed under them too at some point.
Yeah.
But then for whatever reason, I think Audu stepped aside and made MI the president, and I think he made Ice Prince the vice president. I don't even think Ice Prince is still signed to the label. I'm not sure. But since MI became the president, the output of music and Choc City the name is not.
MI oversaw with first Brimo album though. That was under MI.
No, it wasn't the first Brimo album. No, it was when MI became president that Brimo had the issues. Brimo left. His own brother Jesse Jags left, which Jesse Jags left, came back.
But then
I think left
then
again.
MI was always in leadership. Though. I think
MI was always because
in
it was like
leadership.
their primetime artist. He was like the one who was bringing them the bread. It's kind of like you have a Davido as a DMW, but the difference is that imagine if DMW was actually owned by somebody else. So he was their top dog, but they gave him the presidency and Ice was the VP. And even that other podcast that had that Wizkid stuff, they did have that guy is just disrespectful, but he did have a thing where they have Loose Cannon. He brought MI and Loose Cannon on board. And he was just being disrespectful to them, talking about, the artists are shit, they don't have, when's the last hit that came out, but they have Coker, one guy called Coker that had this, if you do something. But what he's trying to say in better terms is they haven't, I haven't seen a Choc City artist as number one on the chart in years.
Yeah, I think here's my own analysis. My thing is, I think Choc City went in the direction where they were trying to place an emphasis on spitters, maybe to an extent. Like they tried to do the whole singing thing too. And even MI he's also gone into that singing world too. He sings a little bit too. He does some melodic stuff. But I think for the most part, their talent really, the talent that they had was spitters. You know, back when Prince used to spit, Loose Cannon was on there. Even Jesse Jaggs, even though he sang, he was also like a spitter. Like he was like an MC.
But it worked
and
for
they had
them.
a bunch of other MCs. And I think what happened was in Niger, people just weren't really. I mean,
no, but you can't say that.
They weren't really
feeling. But that's the
really,
thing. MI changed the direction. Okay,
he did.
Not
he
MI.
did.
The first person to change the direction was the Green.
Yes.
Who came with this? Rap.
Yes.
Ish that we can feel.
Yes.
Then MI first talk about it.
Yes.
It's a classic.
Yep.
You know, that album is a classic. Like, even the freestyle that became a song, everything is a classic on that album. And MI was able to it was the one that had the blend. Like, imagine songs like African Rapper #1 with Flavor. Like, he had the blend. You know, he had Ice Prince came out with See Oleku. Oleku was a hit. Do you understand? And that was a rapper and a singer, you know, like, so they had Jesse Jaggs was respected. They had a formula that worked, and I don't know why they went away from. Maybe the times changed from it.
Times just changed. I think people just had a bigger focus on melodic songs, and I mean, I'm sure there's still a market there, but it's just not as big as we thought it was. And you know, at the club, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, people just want to dance. It's very Niger.
People just want to dance.
They want to get. But I like that you brought up that MI track, because that was a classic. The one Why Me? Well, I think it was Safe. Well, do you remember
Safe.
Why
you know,
me?
Get us to do me. He was using everybody's song.
Oh, that shit.
So that song was.
He said it
was a freestyle. He just went.
It was a freestyle.
He went into the studio and he started that. It was like 20 minutes long or something like that, and then decided, I don't know how long, but it was long. Decided to cut it down to a 4 to 5 minute long track, you know. But that was MI at his best, and you know, MI has focused on that's it. Okay. They call me MI. Just because I'm getting higher, I'm spitting fire.
This written fire, there's no bullshit, and I'm sitting on top. I just rap Messiah. I kill them, mama, them papa. Bring drama and proper income. This rapper showstopper, he's top shot. No other rap, man, a brethren. Hear the words he's uttering, cause other rappers uttering. I rhyme, I'm well. I'm not them, I'm not chill. I got skill, the most incredible. Out of Niger, them from Niger, I got street credibility.
Yo, when this track came out, my sister knew the rap. If my sister knows a rap, yo, he killed it with that one.
Loved by your sister.
Yeah, but MI2 is one of those legends.
It was not like
a brand new.
It was like a brand new experience, like Vista.
Like Vista.
That's when Windows Vista came out. They going local cash like a. That was
people knew the lyrics.
Yeah. And then Genie was the guy who sang
the Genie.
Yeah, the Genie. Yeah. It's one that sang Ego. If you help me see Ego, make you tell him. Yeah, that was him back then. So, you know, MI found a way to break into the market with his
you know, he started out here now.
He started here,
He used to freestyle here. Yeah. Oh. But then I heard some gist about how we wound up in Nigeria, but I'm not gonna put that out there.
But it started out here.
But yeah, man. MI is a legend in his own right, man. And I mean,
he still does.
I'm hoping for the best for Choc City.
He claims like he wants to claim his stance as the best rapper, you know, and that's why he came out with like the Fix Up Your Life thing, like where it was like, you rappers should fix up your life, you know, you're being bodied by the South, you know, which is South Africa, because South Africa runs the rap scene in Africa now.
They have a big rap,
but he feels, you know, no, we should, and unfortunately,
who knows, he might come back.
Oh, I doubt it.
He might come back.
I doubt it is, because for him, he was one of a kind. He was able to make it work, make money from it. Yeah. No rapper is really making money in Nigeria. Like, once they switch into that Afrobeat scene, they're just like, whoa, see money. Just that. It's very hard for you to. South Africa has that culture. Casper Nyovest is selling out 20,000 stadium. He's performing before Beyonce and Jay-Z. You understand? Like, and
he raps.
And he sells, like, he did almost as, like, the crowd responded to him, if not better. I'm not even lying, than when they responded to Jay and Beyonce on the
I mean, well, he's from
there, but that's how much. But a Nigerian rapper right now, I don't know any that
they've taken hip hop seriously. They have a lane for hip hop in that.
The rappers
country.
we have select fan base. So Nigerian music is created into loopholes. Like you have, little fan bases. Yeah. The general is Afrobeat of the, but then you have like the Alte people. You know, you have them Santi, you have them Dio, you have them. All of them, they Odunsi, they have their fan base, which is this younger, outside of the box thinking people. So they would do their little festivals where they have like maybe 2,000 people show up, which is a good number for people like that. But they're not headlining any
caliber.
They're not headlining any, selling out any Eco Hotel right now. Do you understand? And that's because the mainstream wants to hear. But in South Africa, the rappers are the ones selling out.
Yeah, they're running things.
You know,
they're running things. But it's been a while since we had like a in-depth, music industry conversation like that. It's been a while. But yeah. Moving on to, we're still on topic of music. Did you guys hear about Cardi's latest rant?
Yeah, I did.
What did you guys think about it?
The funny thing is, the video people are going on about, it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
What do I think about it? I think if somebody can, which wouldn't happen, but if someone can come out and provide evidence that he was one of the people, I think Cardi should go to jail for it.
Really?
Yeah.
But she didn't even think about it. She talked about it.
It doesn't matter.
That was her past.
It doesn't matter.
So are we gonna hold that against Rick Ross?
Did they not hold it against
Rick Ross?
No, not Ross. Where's this guy?
Who?
What's his name? That black guy. That old ass. It's all in the pudding.
Suge Knight.
No, the one that is in the pudding.
That's in who?
Bill Cosby. Yeah, if somebody can legitimately come out.
But she didn't rape anybody.
She said she drugged.
Rob them.
To
rob people.
Do you know where? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Robbing somebody.
It doesn't matter. You drug. The whole thing of Cosby was the drugging.
No. What
was it?
Sexual assault is what he went to prison for. He drugged and sexually assaulted.
Yeah, that was a little different.
That's different. You can't please. We're not comparing the two.
If somebody can prove that.
All right, so
if the man come and say she robbed them,
if somebody can, that's what I'm saying. It will not happen.
But we're not. It's African origins.
It would not happen.
We're not comparing
If somebody,
rape. Let me finish, please.
Yes.
You're not comparing rape to
what if they had
robbing.
sex? What if they had
She
sex?
didn't. They usually
that's because of what she said.
This is a known. Okay, this is a known thing in sex industry. Girls and men actually who are the sex workers usually rape their John.
Okay, so because they do that, it's fine.
Can I finish? They drug them to rob them and then they leave them alone. They don't usually have sex with them. Okay, that's the culture in sex
how did
industry.
you know what happened with Bill Cosby's case?
Because there was multiple women that came and said they were raped.
Exactly.
You can't compare the two.
I'm even trying to find the video I can't find it.
That
if a guy, the first thing I said is if a guy can come out and prove that this happened to him and something happened to him, then she should go to jail for it. That's the first thing I said.
Of course.
I don't care what she said. I don't care what she said or what she did not say. But if somebody can legitimately come out and say, hey, Cardi robbed me, drugged me, and probably raped him. I don't know. Right, so whatever the case may be.
Hold on, I'm about to play it.
Oh, she's loud, man.
It's very loud.
But
the audio is even terrible. The audio is not a good quality.
All right, hold on. All right.
The quality is not good.
Oh, shouting.
You gotta go to a good studio and you gotta put in that bread. I did it with my money. So for a bitch to say that I don't motherfucking deserve it because I don't put in no fucking work. Now that's when I feel like niggas is bugging. Cause I did it myself. Niggas must have forgot, my nigga, the shit that I did to motherfucking survive. Like, I had to go straight. I had to go, oh yeah, you wanna fuck me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drug niggas up and I robbed them. That's what I used to do. Nothing was motherfucking handed to me, my nigga. Nothing.
Okay, so first of all, that's not. First of all, Cardi, that's stupid to use that as an example of how you work hard. I'm sorry.
I mean,
crime is not. It's like someone coming to. If we're gonna bash.
But are we saying all this about the rappers that are rapping about the drug life and all that stuff? They glorify that all the time.
But there are people in certain. But there are people. Hold on. There are people in certain societies that say that that's the reason why there's a lot of black on black violence. That's the reason why the community. So if those people are going to say that,
doesn't mean it's the truth.
You're defending Cardi too much.
I'm not defending
Cardi. It's because it's Cardi.
No.
You are.
Wait. So you're saying wait. So what's your? I'm trying to get where you're coming from. You're saying that. It's okay.
I never said it's okay. But I'm saying if we're gonna be going against Cardi, then what about all the other people that have gone? They've even done worse, murdering people and stuff. What? They rap about this every day.
Where's Bobby
She didn't
Schmurder?
even. He's in prison.
Okay.
But
Where is
Other
where
ones,
was Kodak?
okay, he went
He
to
was
prison.
in
Did he go to
prison.
prison?
There's
He
a
did, he
bunch
did.
of them who've been. Where is Suge Knight?
Well, Suge Knight, that's a different
under the jail.
caliber.
You understand?
Under the jail.
Look, people.
That's a
There are going to be
different
people who get away with
spectrum.
it, but all I'm saying is, right now we're dealing with Cardi. Cardi is the one who came out. There's also a video of Cardi saying she's drugged people and had them have a threesome with her and trying it.
No.
Or
She
transgender.
said.
I heard
no,
about that.
Can
I heard
say-
about
I
She
saw- I
did
saw
not.
it.
No, what she said was, this is what women should do when their man cheats on them. That doesn't mean you should always cheat back
Okay,
to
so
get
she's
back
saying-
at them. She
so she's
said
saying that
she
she didn't do
would.
it, that she
no,
would
no.
do it.
She
Okay.
would. That doesn't mean she did.
Okay, but all I'm saying is, if somebody can come out and say, and unfortunately, with you people shout toxic masculinity, well, this is also the reverse of it, because no man is going to come out and say he was a victim of.
Why
of-
not?
Because
That's
the
what,
same,
Me
the
Too
same
is
society.
not
Wait,
just women,
wait,
right? Me Too is for men and women. Look at Terry Crews,
Wait, and he's still catching flack for
which
it.
I think is fucked up.
still the
I
butt
think
of
it's
jokes for
terrible.
it. So
which is
even-
terrible.
even
but he's been
women-
above jokes.
Even
Men are the ones
women-
making fun of
even-
him, but
even
that's the
wom-
thing.
Even women make fun of him. So it would take. Unfortunately, Terry Crews is just a different caliber of man. It's going to take the men that for the fact that Cardi is even drugging your issue is the kind of caliber of man you are in the first place. And those kind of men are not going to come out.
The reason I think it's tricky is she's saying this in the context of a guy soliciting her for
Yeah,
sex.
for
So
sex.
that already
Right.
is
That's
illegal.
consensual.
No, that's already illegal.
Yeah, but that's-
prostitution is illegal.
That's
but
already
yes,
illegal.
but that's yes.
Most places.
So
Oh, you're saying that? Okay.
yeah, so
the
that's
guy
already
probably won't
illegal.
come
So
out, right? You think?
a guy, it will be hard for a guy to now come and say I was because
Yeah,
he
so-
implicated himself. But here's where I think it gets a little tricky. I think it happened in the past. When she responded to it, it didn't sound like she was still promoting it.
She wasn't, and that's what she was
and,
saying.
and for me, as long as you've grown from that, you know,
See.
it's all well and good. To me, I feel like people were trying to target her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
course.
The only thing is we need people to keep the same energy.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if it was a guy that said this, we would
It'd
be
be a
saying
problem.
that he was
different
robbing
thing.
people
Yes.
and drugging them and robbing
The
them.
fact that he
That
mentioned
one.
no. The
She
fact
didn't have
that
sex
let me
with
tell you something. Let me tell you something.
That's a two different
If a
thing.
guy
I'm
said,
not
if a
gonna
guy
sit here
said,
and
if
have
a
you
guy,
compare rape and
no,
robbing people the
if
same
let
thing.
me
It's
tell you
not the same
something.
thing.
Wait, if I came out to dinner and said, I drugged somebody, a female, and my intentions was to rob her. Do you know that 90% of people are going to believe there was some sexual thing going on, even though I didn't say that in my statement?
Yeah.
Probably.
Exactly. Do you understand? From the fact that he mentions the word drugged,
Yeah.
that's already
And
an
because
issue.
that's what the historical context.
Okay,
though,
so
that's
are
what
we
it
still
gives
going to be
us.
living? So, but look, Cardi knew what she was doing by saying it but the only thing I don't like about it is let's move forward as a society. Why are you glorifying that as your reasoning to?
But she didn't glorify it.
But why are you using it? She said people say you don't work hard. You worked hard for Cardi. You just say you worked hard for this shit. Don't have to use example. Of,
Yeah, but
So
that,
we're
but it
gonna
was
keep
3
the same
years ago.
energy.
It was
Are
3
we
years
gonna give the
ago.
same energy for all the other rappers that rap
I
about all
know.
the other shit they've done?
And that's
Who's-
We're
why
I'm not-
known,
but
so
I'm not-
that's
look,
the thing.
That's
look,
why
Where's the
I'm not
uproar
looking to
about
support-
other
me,
people?
I'm
not in
looking
support
to-
of them too.
I'm not looking to bury Cardi.
No. You can't bury Cardi.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do to
I
Cardi
feel like the end is
The only thing
coming.
you can
Remember, I
do-
kept telling you that
Yeah.
they're gonna
needs to
get
stop
they're gonna
talking.
get out of
She
here
needs to
She
eventually.
needs to because
Get
There's a
social
girl
media.
right now. Her name is Megan the
I
Stallion.
yeah,
love
Megan Thee Stallion.
her.
Yes.
That
And do you know
girl
what? Do
is
you know what's
about to-
happened? Do you know what's happened? So Cardi is in a when Cardi came out, she was in a Cardi only raps about one thing: sex.
Yeah.
And she has she has some sort of sex appeal because that shouting to me is not sex appeal. It's like I don't want to sound somehow, but I would prefer Cardi quiet than like if I see her quiet, I'm like, damn, she's sexy. Once you open her mouth, okay, never mind. But she has a sex appeal, and she talks this nasty talk and she does all that stuff. And at the time,
But that's not new, though.
Nicki was like Nicki, Remy Ma, but Nicki was the one hottest person at the time doing that kind of stuff. But Cardi brought it into this new type of music thing. But unfortunately, what she probably wasn't thinking of is when you open a door, you're not the only one going to be going down that lane. Everybody sees the new formula.
That's fine.
And now,
But that's
you
not
have-
a new formula though. Lil Kim was rapping about sex.
Yeah,
all
but
the,
Lil
all
Kim,
the
Lil
time
Kim,
back
look at the
then.
gap between like Lil Kim
And
and
then, well,
Nicki.
and now, true.
Who else was in between? All of them. They were like
Foxy, all
the
of
40,
them.
but there was like a time gap
I
between
mean,
them.
right,
They weren't
right,
all at the same
Same time.
time popping. But now in the new age, everybody's seeing it. So like you're gonna have Megan Thee Stallion, who's she's also
She's
has a
good.
good sex appeal. She even has
Yeah.
a better sex appeal than Cardi,
And she has a very rabid fan
and
base.
she's very
and
rabid
she's
fan base, yeah.
like she writes her own rap and
And what's
everything.
exactly, and what's going to happen is,
She now happens to be a college girl too.
and then
cool
so
still.
there you go.
It's
So
so-
what happens is that
it's so
the
funny.
crowd is going to start moving towards.
No, but why can't we have different people
I know,
at the
we
same
say that,
time?
but sorry,
the
we
crowd is
can't-
going to start.
it-
And
why
then what,
not?
That's hip hop for you.
And
What do you
and
mean?
what
That's
happened?
hip-hop.
And what's
Why can't
happened?
we have
Wait.
all of them
That's
together?
hip-hop.
And what's
So that's
happening?
right
Wait.
because it's hip hop.
Eh?
And what's
I mean,
happening
it
to
is what it is.
What's happening to Nicki? It happens with men.
It
too.
happens all the
And what's
time.
happening with Nicki?
There's always a hierarchy.
Is going to happen to Cardi, but Cardi should be careful because Nicki's name is always going to be down in history as one of the most successful
Yeah,
females.
of course.
Cardi's
But except
not-
she's never won a Grammy.
yeah,
though.
but Cardi is not. Cardi, how many does Cardi have?
She just got
She got
some.
one. I mean.
One,
Yeah, but Nicki is still a bigger artist than
Of
Cardi, like
course.
times
It's
10.
Nicki.
But the problem is that
That's
so
what-
Nicki can
that's
fall
what
back on.
upsets me
So when
with
Nicki does
Nicki.
this her antics,
She can still fall back.
Cardi
Right,
cannot.
right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
So she got to be careful then.
But that's what upsets me
She
about
gotta
Nicki
be
this whole
careful.
time. Nicki, you're like on a different level.
Yeah,
why are you
but-
feeling
but
threatened
she
by
is,
all
she
these
is.
little
She is.
people?
You know, but
like,
look,
just stay
But
in
that's
your
why.
lane
But that's
and
why I always
enjoy
say.
it.
Oh, that's why I always say. Without the actual talent, if you're only relying on the gimmicks
yeah, it will-
and the whole
eventually it'll
study,
fade out,
it will
right.
fade
it will
out
fade out.
eventually.
And then unfortunately, Nicki spits bars.
Yeah.
Nicki's versatile. Man,
She's
you
a
remember
writer.
somebody was showing billboards Nicki's songs over the years. And you see songs like Starship and all that. You're like, damn, that's true. Nicki got like white girls singing
Yeah.
pop songs at some point, you know.
Yeah.
So Cardi, you got to be
But
careful
what upsets me
because
about Nicki is she is not. You're growing. Why are we still thinking about the same thing with
Yeah.
rap?
yeah,
about?
but
Nicki
forget-
has her
forget
own
Nicki has her
issues.
issues. But Cardi, be
We have the
careful.
middle song.
Yes, Cardi,
we'll
be
be going
careful
on it soon.
because you're more vulnerable
Soon, but not yet.
than Nick, because you don't really have as much as Nick is. This guy, stop this thing.
Dude, no.
Sorry. It's my icebreaker from all the drugging and raping
Yeah,
talk.
but look, I don't. You know me. I always say I don't cancel people.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna. I'm not saying never, but I'm not gonna cancel Cardi over her statement. But I do say if somebody can come out and say stuff went down and it was everything illegal went down, then they should prosecute.
And that token, then everybody should be persecuted.
We should move on.
somebody
Speaking
comes
of rap, guess what? Who did you listen to Breakfast Club?
Which one?
Juvenile. It's been
Juvenile.
20 years since
I
Back That Ass Up
I
came.
haven't. Yeah.
A little bit of it, please.
Wait, a little bit of the what?
Back That Ass Up.
Oh, why? You're a fan of it?
Who
I'm
isn't?
just trying to imagine Yetty back in that.
No, I mean I'm careful about playing this American artist stuff. You know.
Oh yeah,
That's,
because of
Like 1 second.
careful.
because of
I'm a little careful of it.
But,
But
can you imagine? It's been 20
so not
years
yet,
though.
but not yet. Yeah, it's been
20
a minute.
years.
It's been a minute.
Wow,
But I wanted to ask
like
you
Jesus.
guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I wanted
20
to
years
ask
is a
you
long
guys
time,
real
man.
quick. Have you guys seen Us movie?
20 years was 2009. All right.
Yeah, it's been a
1999.
minute.
1999. Sorry.
Have you guys seen the Us movie?
I did.
I haven't
You did?
seen it yet. I'll
You haven't
see
seen
it
it.
sometime soon.
So Yeti, you liked it?
Yes, I know what you're gonna say.
No, no,
Don't
no,
spoil
I'm
it
not.
though, because
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
It was. I liked it.
You liked it?
I
All right.
liked all the. That's what he does though.
Yeah,
The
it is. It is.
symbolism and all
He
that
has
stuff.
but I'm starting to feel like maybe he might be a one-trick pony.
How?
don't
Like
think
the whole genre.
You know what?
He's
You
a
know what?
horror
You know.
movie
Do you know?
genre. He's
Do you know what?
doing
He said it now.
Candyman next.
But
next
do you know what I
month.
think he's gonna do? I've been a fan of
Jordan
Jordan.
Key
Yeah, Key and Peele.
Since
I've been a
Camp
fan,
Hill,
yeah,
I used to
but
watch them.
even
I feel like his movies are like a long Camp Hill sketch sometimes.
Keanu was a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah, with the cat. As the
I never
as-
saw that.
Yeah,
You
the
should.
one
It
that
was
you should see
funny.
it in
He's a
Keanu.
good-
Yeah,
he's a good
but
writer and
but I
director.
think he has other genre. I think one day when everybody's like, yes, you're one trick point, you're just going to drop another different style of music. But he's
I want to talk about the movie, but I don't want to
No,
spoil
I
it for
haven't
you.
seen it, yeah, I haven't seen it.
But I thought it was trash. But
Okay,
hey,
that's your
what do I know?
opinion.
Yeah.
I think people that are saying it's not trash because they don't get it. It's okay.
No, I don't think
If
it's
you have to, here's the thing, right? If you watch a movie and you have to go online to research what the movie means,
No. But
I think
there are
it's-
movies like that
so-
now. Like there are movies that have a lot of symbolism in
saw-
it. Get Out.
I
Wasn't
saw Get Out. I
good?
saw Get
yeah,
Out.
and you see,
more than
so
once.
when he did with Get Out, it was cool because it was something new. It was different. It was
But
there was
that's not
something
new though.
But then
There are movies like
the
that
way
all the
he
time.
did it was new
The
and it was
story was
fresh.
refreshing.
And then
Yeah,
you also
but-
had these
but-
black
but
faces
I watched,
in it too.
I watched Get Out the first time, and I liked it. And then I saw some things online talking about what they call them. This
Sunken Place and all that.
no, just little subtle things
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
And then I watched it again, and
And
then
you're like, wow.
okay, yeah, cool.
Same thing
So
with
it
this
doesn't-
one.
I watched Get Out, right? I enjoyed it first time I watched it.
Right.
I didn't read too much into everything. I just liked the storyline, the twist at the end, all that stuff. I loved it. Yeah. It wasn't until they started the whole symbolism and this means that.
That's what it is, though.
It's but they do with songs too now. Didn't they just do with the new J. Cole song?
For me, with movie making, it has to be subtle. But when it's just in your face like that, this means racism.
But too forced. And then first of all, do you know what? He's not the one who's coming out to say what this thing is.
Exactly. He never said a word.
He's left it for interpretation.
Right.
You know, the only thing he has said is like in the Get Out one, he has said, you know,
that
which
was
I liked.
about racism.
No, not even that. The
documentary actually.
The officer, the TSA, he said, and which made sense. He said the TSA character, he intentionally put it there to represent us, the viewers, because the TSA character was doing what normally viewers would be doing. Like, dude, what the hell are you doing there? You know, like he was saying things that you would say. Yeah. So everybody latched on to that guy.
I can't wait for Wale to watch it.
You know, I'll watch us
have a full discussion about it, and you see what I'm talking about.
You know.
But don't go in confirmation bias.
I'll go. Yeah. But we should. I also don't be shaming people that they don't get things because they're too. Because that's what like Solange, her fans try to do, and her music is trash. Like her last album was trash.
Not Solange. No. Wait.
Which last album?
The one that just came out.
Okay, the one that
before prior to that. Yeah, but the one that just came out. The one that just came out where she was playing saxophone.
I feel like you need to be. I need to be in a different mood to listen to the second one.
They're going to tell me that you got to be. You have to be intellect. Shut up.
Shut up. I wanted to move on to one other thing. Have you seen?
Don't let us get cancelled by the Beehive, please.
Have you seen?
I'm a member of Beehive, so we're not going to slander.
Beehive is Beyonce.
No. She's part of it. She's her sister.
Has anyone seen Triple Frontier on Netflix?
Not yet.
No.
You didn't like it? I love that movie.
Really?
That's the one with Ben Affleck. That's the one with Ben Affleck, right?
Why?
He's a horrible person. That's the one with Ben Affleck. I've been seeing it there. I'll probably watch it when they're trying to rob something or something like that.
I thought it was a hard movie.
I'll probably check it out today.
Who's Shadow? I saw that. I haven't seen it, but I was browsing Netflix the other day and I saw it. You know, did you guys know Comcast owns Netflix now?
Yeah, that's why you have Netflix on. No, don't own. Do they own it?
I thought so. I heard they own it. Someone was mentioning that so maybe they don't own it. Maybe they have a partnership with
Comcast on your Xfinity now. I mean, you have Netflix on Xfinity now. You can watch it straight. You can watch Netflix movies on your box.
Well, we're about to go on a break. Before we go on a break, I want to do a quick highlight, a quick recognition, in African news. Well, in diaspora news, you have Mr. Tanitoluwa Adewumi. He is this 8-year-old refugee from Nigeria, and he recently migrated to the United States. Were they in a refugee? No, they were in some. Well, it wasn't a refugee camp.
They ran from Boko Haram from the north and escaped to America.
Yeah, I actually know people. I know people that are affected, but I was surprised because usually it's the northerners that are going through that. But there are Yoruba people that live there.
There are Yoruba Christians that live there. So
yeah, and but he was. I think they've been in this camp, like one of these refugee. Well, not really like an actual camp, but like a refugee. Yeah,
he was a homeless shelter.
Okay, it was a homeless shelter. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I thought it was a refugee. but he came here as a refugee, and he started learning how to play chess only a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. And now he's killing.
And now he's like a chess champ,
massacring everybody. Man.
Yeah, he's a chess champ. So I just wanted to just give him a quick shout out. We're proud of you. I like to highlight.
Tanitoluwa
Adewumi.
He's like a first grader or so.
Yeah, apparently, and he's like kicking ass. And he only started learning it a few months ago.
In the kindergarten to third grade level
already, you, man.
In a few months.
Nigerians, man.
It's sad, but it shows you that all you need is opportunity.
Yeah.
All you need is opportunity.
Can you imagine? In Nigeria,
that talent was already there.
You would have wasted away.
Did he even know? He never even saw a chessboard before he got here.
Can you imagine?
And the school waived the fees for him and everything.
They did. They also raised some money for them, right? He wants some money, and they raised like $200,000 for in the GoFundMe.
Yeah,
and they gave it away. Wait, you're laughing. Is that fake news?
No, it's real. I'm laughing because are you serious?
Yeah.
We're giving away the money and we're in a homeless shelter, but they said somebody gave them a house or a place to live.
Yeah, someone giving them a place to live.
But the money should be for you to set up your life in America. You're giving it away to whom? I'm sure it's one church.
I think it's probably like a prideful thing.
So they don't want charity.
They don't. Yeah, they
And
don't want
don't
charity.
take the house either. Then don't take homeless shelter either. That's all charity, isn't it?
I think they probably just took what they felt like. Okay, yeah, we got this, and we got it from here.
I'll keep up.
I find it. Me, I was actually kind of like impressed by that because I
That
find
they give
it
the money
empowering.
away.
It's almost like, you know what, we good. We don't want to be greedy or what. I don't know why they did it. I don't know their intent, but you know, I didn't really see any big deal about it. But anyways,
Sure.
we're due for a break now. Wally, do you want to take us out?
Yeah. So the break song is it's another song I discovered by some guy called Joeboy. It's called Baby. And when I say I discovered it, stands me because they're not like yet mainstream guys. But yeah, it's called Baby by Joeboy.
By Joeboy.
Yeah, J-O.
Niger boy.
Yeah, it's Niger Boy.
Okay.
Oh, that's my boyfriend's nickname.
Joeboy.
Yeah. That's what his family calls him.
Interesting. I'd like to hear more about that. All right. All right, welcome back. I found it. I saw the accounts. Welcome back, man. So we're gonna get into some U.S. news real quick. There was a lot that has happened, man, in the last couple of weeks. Major events. The first one I want to start with is this whole Trump-Russia thing. Have you guys been following?
No collusion.
No collusion.
But not inconclusive.
But no exoneration on the obstruction. But then Trump came out and said, totally 100% exoneration.
You know what came to my mind when he was saying all that? R. Kelly's not guilty. It was just like, dude, nobody has put you in trial or anything yet. Calm down.
Yo, Trump, man, he's been milking the hell out of this shit. But I thought it was a big deal because, look, the last 2 years, man, look.
Democrats have been going
They've been
crazy.
beating us over the head with this Russia thing. Like, they've been beating us over the head. And every time I actually pay attention, I actually look at the details, I'm like, okay, I can see they did some nefarious things, some weird things.
Right.
They were obviously trying to reach out. But
the thing
I feel like they were so incompetent that they couldn't even
get it together.
They couldn't get it together.
Yep.
If they could,
they would have done it.
I think they would have done it.
And who says they didn't?
I think
all
they would have
Mueller
done
was
it.
saying is he couldn't find enough evidence to take it. Who says Russia is not smart enough to, cover everything up? We don't know.
No, but as far as Mueller goes, on the conspiracy to collude, that one, he's saying that there's no evidence.
No evidence.
On the obstruction, well, and I think that's kind of like saying that, look, we didn't. There's no proof that they conspired. On the obstruction, however, he's leaving it open. And then what happened was his Attorney General, Bill Barr, came and wrote this summary.
How do you write? Okay, my question.
Yeah.
How do you write a 3-page summary from a 400-page?
I think, you know what I think? I think he wanted to just give people something. Like, as soon as, because they can't afford to put out the entire report because they have to redact things.
But they give it to Congress
so I think he was putting that together. So at least, because this is something we've been waiting for 2.5 years now.
I'm over it.
It's cost almost $30 million.
I'm over it.
There have been so many indictments. Like, this, people's lives have been destroyed as a result of this.
How are we indicting people in his camp?
Yeah, but they're not indicting them on collusion.
Right.
On
well, other
unrelated
things, true. But damn. But that doesn't that show you that something to milk and clean about that Trump campaign?
But I mean, that's a given. We already know that Trump himself is not necessarily the cleanest guy.
Right.
He's been involved in all these shady things in the past.
But
I think on collusion, because here's the thing, right? The Democrats based their entire, like, the past 2 years, they've been running on this collusion thing, right? They made a big bet because ever since he got in office, it's almost like he was never given the benefit of the doubt. The minute he got in office, they've been saying he was a Russian asset. He was this guy that came in. He's being controlled by Putin.
But there was proof, though, that Russia did try some stuff. All the bots and stuff, all the ads and all that. There was proof that Russia tried.
That they attempted to influence
our elections. That they did.
No,
but all the fake news and all that. I mean,
they attempted to.
They didn't. We don't know if they actually hacked into the computer systems and all that. Yes. But there's proof that they did meddle.
Yes, there was a concerted effort.
Right,
yes.
Right.
But they've been saying that because Trump might have benefited from it. He can benefit from that and not necessarily have been involved with that. Right. So they've been running it and they've been calling Trump this Manchurian candidate. And the fact that he was at least vindicated on the collusion part, what do you think about 2020?
I've always said it. I don't think he's gonna win. He's gonna
You
be
think
a
so?
two-term president.
Everyone keeps saying that.
I think so.
I feel like we all keep saying that, and it's almost like the more we
don't
keep
agree?
saying, no, it's not. The more we keep saying it, the more it's more likely to come into reality. Haven't you heard
That's
of?
not true.
Haven't you heard of that thing where it's like
Speaking into
Yeah,
existence.
speaking things into existence.
But based on the evidence I have in front of me, it's clear that he might win.
We
second
don't know.
term.
We don't know.
His base is crazy,
there-
and they're using this right now. No collusion thing all
They
over
are.
internet.
Yeah,
Twitter is
they're
going crazy.
They're gonna ride.
Exactly.
Ride.
He had a rally after.
Who's gonna go against him?
Okay,
And
so,
that's
and that was
another
what I was
thing.
going to ask. So
I don't care. I'm voting for whomever.
Do you have
I
any?
don't
Do you have
care.
any favorites right now?
No, actually, Buttigieg. I like him.
Buttigieg.
Yes,
But I was going
love
to bring him up.
Yes.
So you watched
Everything
that. You watched
about
that
it.
interview.
Yeah,
Right?
I've seen like 2 other
I think.
interviews that he's
I
done.
think he's a very savvy.
He's
guy.
very smart.
But then
speaks 9 languages.
and there's something
for
about,
crying out
and
loud.
he's a Rhodes scholar.
And
By the way,
a
can you remind me
veteran.
what a Rhodes scholar means?
So what did I say?
I know it's a good thing, but
So he had. It's a scholar. It's a thing you apply for, but you have to have like the top
top.
grades, and you go study abroad. Like
Yeah.
one of them actually went to study in Switzerland.
Yeah.
From the Rhodes Scholar Hopkins, they sent
Yeah.
him over.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yo,
a really high achievement.
So
thing.
people, if you're looking for a candidate that covers
Everything.
almost every
and
bucket,
he's young.
every
You
constituency.
guys that sound so naive right
No,
now.
no, let me finish now.
Okay.
Let me finish because he's not necessarily my candidate.
That,
though.
in fact,
but I want to highlight
That's
him.
going to be the easiest person for Trump to beat.
How?
maybe,
It is going to be easy.
maybe.
But let me finish.
Go on.
So
Yeti, let's go down the list of the things that he checks. Right.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, he's gay. Right.
Yes, he's a gay.
He's married.
Yes.
He is.
He's young. He's
young,
37 or so.
37.
Yeah.
he's like a Christian too, or
Yeah,
he's like a
he's-
strong. He's like he has a strong religious
Right,
background.
background.
He is from.
He was an army vet. He
was an
went
army
to
vet.
Afghanistan or Iraq, one of them.
Yes.
Actually.
He went to Harvard.
Went to Harvard.
He
was
finished
a
at top of
Rhodes
his class.
Scholar.
Rhodes scholar.
He speaks 9 languages. 9 languages.
What else? He's
He's just
he ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah, he's like
politically,
well-rounded.
and then he's from the
And
Midwest.
Yes.
He's from so he's from
and he won
he's from
mayor
Red
in
America.
a very, very, very conservative state.
place. So he has that conservative
So-
background. He takes so many marks.
I
right?
don't.
And but you know what makes him unique?
What?
When they asked him about this Trump thing, he's like, look, his own thing is that we spent too much time talking about Trump.
Yeah.
That we didn't get to talk about the issues that was
I
powerful,
agree.
man.
I agree with
It was
him.
powerful.
Yeah.
I think that he can, you know how you say you can, you know how they say, you know, you can get more bees with honey. That's what he's doing. He's almost like
vinegar,
he's
yeah.
making things palatable for himself, for conservative voters that even though they might not be in favor of his gay lifestyle, they'll look at that and they'll be like,
Other things, right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I find him very interesting. Although he in that interview he was savvy. There were some questions that I wouldn't say he dodged,
He's
but
a
the way he
politician at the
answered
end of the
them,
day.
I'm like,
He's
this
a
What
guy,
politician.
party is he running with?
a Democrat.
Democrat.
He's a
Okay.
Democrat.
So first of all, you guys know how the Democrats are doing their stuff. They have like 20 people.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's
There's a
so
lot of
many
them.
people right
There's a lot
now.
of them with like 3 different debate sessions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
gonna
town
be-
hall
yeah.
meetings and all that. Yeah.
So you're gonna have potential situations where all the top candidates debate. Wait, is it that they debate or they don't debate each other? Which one's better?
They debate each other.
In one, and then the other
And then you
guys,
have another
you have
tier.
another
Yeah.
tier.
But then if your poll numbers go up,
You join
eventually you
the-
can
Yeah.
join the other
top,
candidates. Yeah.
But the only downside is if you put all your top guys in the beginning or in the top, they might you lose.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have your strongest team.
Yeah, because they're going to beat
They're
themselves
gonna
up.
beat themselves up,
Yeah.
and you're gonna lose some people.
In the latest polls, he's pulling at number 4.
Now,
Number 1 is Biden, right?
Biden.
now,
2
Wait,
is
Biden-
Sanders.
But do we know if Biden's definitely running?
Yeah,
We
he
still
hasn't
don't know.
He hasn't
He hasn't.
confirmed.
Right.
And there are already people coming out with Me Too allegations.
now,
No, there are already people like already
Your-
throwing
yeah,
like
now
traces
your-
of that. I
Really?
think that's why he's still holding
Democrats'
off.
best.
There's also a chance that he might put
Stacey,
Stacey
but
Abrams
she said
on his ticket.
we don't know.
Yeah,
She
well,
wants to do Senate or something first, right?
Yeah, but
They'll
I-
be
but I
smart
know
if
that-
they pick
but
a
I know
black
that-
woman,
but I know
like
that
a
they met.
young
They
black
met.
woman. Yeah,
They
yeah.
met.
But your-
So he's trying to take it from that angle. He's trying to cover his bases.
Bases, yep.
But your
Black
problem,
women
your
have a
problem,
big,
your problem,
strong
your
base,
problem
so-
you're gonna have is fighting Trump is similar to the Buhari kind of thing in Nigeria.
Fighting Thanos.
Basically,
it's not. You're not.
the whole
No, no.
team
This
to
one's
come
even different.
together.
You're not even someone that has a good portfolio, like smart, speaks all this language. Is not enough. At this point now, it becomes popularity because we have seen Trump fans are the diest or hardest of fans.
They go hard. They
go hard. Like these people.
And some people keep calling me a Trump supporter. I don't like that. I'm not a Trump supporter.
I'm surprised you're talking about someone running against him.
I'm not a Trump supporter. I have my own dark horse. My own dark horse is Tulsi Gabbard. Even though I know that they're not going to let her come anywhere near. But the reason why I'm a big Tulsi Gabbard fan is she's the only candidate that's not pro-war. She's the only candidate that's anti-war. She's the only candidate that wants to drastically change the U.S. foreign policy. I think that
Democrats,
for me, as a member of the global community, we need that. We need that badly. We need someone that's going to change. If you notice, the military... I probably shouldn't start talking before they flag me.
Democrats,
but you guys know where I'm going.
They don't want
to
lose. They don't want to lose this, and they're going to try a different approach. And I think it's going to be between, I don't know, I guess Sanders and
so Sanders is number 2. Who's number 3? Is it Kamala?
Maybe.
Who's number 1?
It may be Kamala.
Who's number 1?
Number 1 right now in the polls is Biden.
Biden, yeah.
And he hasn't even announced his running.
He hasn't announced his running.
I don't know if
yet.
I want Biden to be president, man.
I don't think people are going to go vote for Biden.
I don't think they're going to vote for him.
I
think he just has this very careable, lovable.
I think
I
think the woke feminist people they're not going to go with him.
Now, unfortunately, Sanders has kind of.
I used to be a huge Sanders
fan.
has
kind of.
I had a picture of him.
I know you're.
I wasn't a Bernie bro.
Sanders has actually kind of.
I used to be a big
messed
fan of his.
himself up in recent times with like the whole.
Man of the King supporter, whatever.
Yeah, all those things, and we like the whole Jussie Smollett thing.
What did he say?
Oh yeah, we got to get into that.
With the whole, Biden is very quick to hop on whatever is.
He said something about.
He was in support of Smollett when it first came out. Now,
everybody was initially.
Yeah, guys, let's talk about Smollett. We should get into that. I mean, unless you guys still have any candidates that you want to talk about.
I think it's going to be between those two,
So my thing is, I don't care. I might not even vote for primary. I don't, even if it's you, Kore. No offense, that wins primary. I'm voting for you against Trump. Anybody that's on there, I'll vote for.
Well, you hate him that much. Okay, interesting.
I don't care. So
that's fair. I'm a big fan of Tulsi. I know they're not gonna let her get through. But you guys,
I think I've heard of her.
What's just Tulsi Gabbard.
I don't think I've
she's from Hawaii.
Oh, her.
Yeah,
okay,
she's from Hawaii. But they keep smearing her. They keep calling her a supporter of Assad. This, that.
What the hell is that noise?
Oh, they're doing construction.
But they smeared everybody. They've smeared Kamala for her persecutor. Like, she's not a persecutor. That's her job.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Kamala was someone else that was supposed. I think she's number 3.
The justice system is fucked up. Yes, we know. But the black people that need to be in jail for real.
The funny thing is, Kamala actually did a good job.
Yes,
she was effective in her job.
But
yes, she might have been misguided. Because ultimately she was prosecuting people for like crimes for like marijuana and stuff.
But she was following the law.
So I don't think you can hold her. But you know how it is now. These things are, especially within the black community, it's still a very sensitive thing.
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, I keep telling people, look, this is for me. If we're going to talk about reparations, it has to be about this marijuana thing.
But do you guys think America is ready for a female president?
I don't see why not.
Yes, no. Tikpe. It just has to be the right one, but they are.
So you think Hillary was the wrong one? That was.
Yes, I don't think Hillary was the right one. Me personally, but I know you probably don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that, but anyway, let's move on.
Yeah,
so
let's move on.
I think Hillary wasn't more because of the scandals behind it. I think it's just because she was a female.
I think so too.
She was
a woman.
I think she was a woman.
Yeah.
Not bad. I guess that's the right term. Yeah.
Well, so Jussie, man. So, man, they've been mad Jussie updates.
They're just doing season finale.
I don't even understand, yo.
Empire season finale.
Okay. So they didn't charge him. They dropped all 16 charges.
Okay.
All 16.
So I don't think we've even given that update yet. They charged him with 16 felony counts. Yes. And when we thought, okay, this guy might do some time or something,
but you know that
out of the blue. Okay, so let me explain what happened. So the DA, the prosecutor, the Chicago prosecutor, right? the way it works is you have the prosecutor's office and then you have the police. The police makes a case, put all the evidence together, they present it to the prosecutor's office, and the prosecutor's office makes a determination whether they want to move forward. Right. The police felt like they had enough evidence, right? The prosecutor's office, the head of it, her name is Kim Fox.
Right. She recused herself.
She claimed, well, now back then she said she recused herself, but now she's saying that it wasn't like an official recusing.
Well, she wasn't on it. Her office was still running the case, but she herself was not on it anymore.
So she initially recused herself, but she was still influencing things in the background.
Was she?
No, yes, that the evidence has come out now to prove that she recused herself. At least she told the public that. And the reason why was because they said that there were members of like the Obama camp. I think Michelle Obama's chief of staff had been reaching out to her to have the case.
But not on behalf of the Obamas, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Obamas are not involved in this. Yeah. Let's not put I
hate
that they're putting Obama
at least that we know of.
But I doubt they will get involved in this.
That would be crazy. It's too much of a risk, man.
Exactly.
It's too radioactive. Anyway, long story short, she had contacted her, and I guess they knew each other. So I guess they said she was going to recuse herself from it, but it was still her assistant that was manning the case. So like last week, out of the blue, they were like, "We're not gonna go ahead with these charges." Apparently, it was like a deal. They said that okay, he has already served community service, even though there's no evidence. No one has seen any evidence of the community service.
But they did. Though. He did. He went to the some LGBT Alliance group and volunteered with them 2 days. He did 2 days. Yeah. Community service and $10,000 bond. He forfeited. It, yeah.
But he never. He didn't have to actually.
He didn't. It wasn't like a deal or anything. He just.
It was a deal. It was a deal, and that's why
documented deal.
Yeah, it was documented and it was sealed by the courts. So we don't. That's why
nobody knows anything.
No one knows anything. Right. But the minute that happens, Jussie comes out and he goes, "Yeah, I'm innocent. You know, I've said it. I can never lie. It's not the kind of man. It's not the kind of man that my mother raised me to be."
I mean, he's sticking to his story. What do you want him to do?
But they went back to the prosecutor and they were like, "What the heck happened?" They were like, "Yeah, he's guilty." And they were like, "Then what?" Guilty? The prosecutor.
So then why didn't you file charges?
That's what we're wondering. We're in this space right now, right, where it's like there's so much confusion. The minute that happened, the mayor, Rahm Emanuel, came out.
I'm sorry. He came out. I don't hate him. He's annoying. He had the nerve to say justice was.
He came out with the police force, and they were like. Basically, it was like this is crying. A whitewash of justice.
He has enough to say that him that had the McDonald's case buried so he can run for mayor. Him has about to tell something about justice. He needs to sit down and sit down.
Fair.
Have several seats, Rahm Emanuel, and the police force. All of them.
This Jussie thing is: do I think he's guilty? Yes, I do. Do I think someone higher up played a part? I think so.
Oh hell yeah!
Actually, definitely, because even when he was going to court, the little smirk he had on his face,
16 felonies.
But here's the thing, and then this is what convinced me the most that he has. It's something shady going on. Is when the idiot's lawyer came out to say they might be wearing whiteface.
So one, I'm like, why is the lawyer talking?
And that's like you're just at this point you're just do I? But do you know one thing Jussie doesn't even know is gonna happen? His career is still done.
I don't think so.
It is.
I don't think so. But he needs to be careful in Chicago. The police are not out for him.
Oh yeah, but his career. Let me tell
you.
First of all,
no. The reason why I feel like, do you feel like justice was served?
I don't think so.
Well.
But in the first place, I think they took this thing too serious.
Right, and that's okay. So view,
that's where
I agree with that. So my view is the police did not handle this case.
Oh, and by the way, I was wrong because I was sure this guy was going to go to jail. I remember you guys arguing with me.
I
was sure he was going to do
I think the
some
police
jail time.
Did too much. They leaked all this evidence that didn't need to be leaked. Why are you talking?
I think something did happen. I think he did lie about the assault. And there was some shadiness played in it, but between his lawyers and whoever higher up probably wanted a win for black gay community and not to give Trump a win, because if Jussie went to jail, Trump get
But did
a
you
win
know
for
that this kind of cases?
Because it had to do with MAGA
It had to do with
supporters.
MAGA
It was,
supporters.
I see what you mean.
But you know that
and stuff like that. So I believe someone hire. It might not be Obama. I don't think he's stupid that to do that. But somebody influential.
You
played
know
a
that
part.
there's been several people, especially white women, that accuse black men of crimes all the time. And it always comes out. Let me finish. False. But whatever happens to those people? Nothing.
No.
But you're doing what about it?
No.
I'm not.
Right now,
precedent has been
okay.
set. Is what I'm trying to say.
Let's do it like this.
Each crime has been. There's been crimes like that all over.
You have to look at each crime on its own merit.
So Jussie came out and did whatever he did to get whatever attention he's getting, and somebody saw that probably from the Trump side and said, "No, we're gonna," because there's no reason FBI should be getting involved. And
they are still actually.
It's something so obvious. So somebody from the Trump side probably said, "This is a good. Let's fight this," because they're trying to tarnish. I think if he didn't mention MAGA, they wouldn't have taken it serious.
Yeah,
but he did. So they brought that up. Now they found out loopholes. They found out things were false. So someone on the other side too now has come to play his heart, his hand. But you can't be telling me. He said he still can't answer why did you think they were white? Why do you say they were white? If it's those guys and you're telling me they might have one blackface. White face. That's not even it. That's not even it.
Come on.
You know, and then like things like you still had the news on. You know, you still had the news on when they came.
Why are you talking? All these people, why are you talking?
But the reason I said Jussie's career is done is because he's not even a good actor to start with. If we're being honest,
that's debatable. Depending on who.
He's been nominated though for an NAACP award.
When did he get nominated?
Like a few days ago, and people are saying that they don't want him to be.
Is it not because of this whole
for Empire?
No,
but then it's NAACP and he's been nominated in the past.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't see him. I don't know what other body of work he's done before, but I don't think he's like a very very good actor.
He was an underground, wasn't he?
He was.
He
He's taken and then he's put the spotlight on himself. I'm mainstream quote unquote white.
He's a household name though.
Producers and
he's a household name.
They're not going to cast him mainstream like the top exec. They're not going to cast him.
Do I ever say you should go and
beg Jordan Peele.
Ram Emanuel's brother, Ari Emanuel.
Yeah, he's very influential in the movie industry.
He's a big time agent. Yeah, he was one Ari from Entourage was based on.
It was.
You should go and beg Jordan Peele.
So here's my own take from this whole.
Put him in a movie.
Here's my own take from this whole Jussie Smollet thing. This for me is evidence that when it comes to our justice system, you know one of the biggest determinants of whether you will get a fair justice or not.
If you have money, duh.
Money.
I think that's really what it came down
higher
to.
Up came because Justice doesn't have money
and influence.
Yeah.
And
he
fame.
doesn't.
No, he's from a very wealthy
family. He's
family.
from a white. Okay.
His family knows them Obama now.
Oh, okay.
You
so
know, like I think they're that whole Chicago.
Because he's the least paid one on Empire, so I feel
yeah.
I mean, he's well connected. He's been acting since he was a kid. His older sister, his younger sister.
Well, my only worry is
Journey.
Yeah.
My only worry is why I do think this is kind of whatever the verdict was gonna be with Smollett. I think it still set us back.
And I don't know if it didn't set anybody back.
Be it innocent or guilty because people are torn between.
Yeah, but it didn't set anybody back though. I don't think it set anybody back. It was just one person who did something stupid.
Yeah, but he went mainstream. Now it's like he's justified. Now that he's come out as innocent, he has justified this whole MAGA thing. But then we found out his attackers are black men, and then it's like,
but
it's messy.
It's messy. It's very messy,
right? But I wouldn't say it set us back though. They didn't believe us anyway. They don't believe us anyway. So
people believed him though.
But I'm saying they don't believe black men or black people. Period. If you come out and say they don't, so it didn't set us back. They never did. So it still didn't change anything. Oh God, you're an idiot.
It's an icebreaker.
Don't come and sign this guy.
This a hot freestyle, yo.
You guys need goddamn, there's construction going on.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't come through in the sound. So do you guys still have anything about Jussie?
No,
I think we beat that.
I mean, I said if he's innocent, you should write him a check.
I just think he needs to be.
They're going to send him a bill.
Yeah, now they're charging him.
No, because it cost them like $130,000.
But what's okay? So another thing I mean, my sister was talking about. Since when did black people ever trust the police in the first place? Why is it now that the police are telling the truth now? Are they really? Do we know? I feel like the police handled this all poorly though. They wanted to make an example of him, and they did too much.
He did too much.
He did too.
I mean,
but
he's accusing them of a hate crime.
Jussie.
he's accusing somebody, not the police.
Not the police, but he was talking about a hate crime. So they took it seriously because you see what? If they didn't take it seriously, they would have been like, "Oh no, it's because he's a black gay man." That's why. So they actually went above and beyond.
You see,
Jussie,
either I pay those people or not.
So when did we start trusting Chicago
Look,
police?
I just don't get why you would just lie. Like, it's attention seeking. Like,
we still don't know though.
No. I'm sorry. Even if he was attacked, 2 black Nigerian men are not going to put a noose on your neck.
True.
There's no reason. There's no logical or even illogical. There's no reason 2 Nigerian men will put a noose on your neck. And then the fact that you say they were wearing MAGA hats and they were white
You try to
again.
sensationalize.
Yeah, you've taken it beyond. So I think they did. I'm pretty sure maybe he had a dispute between those boys and they did attack him. And then he decided, oh, this is a good opportunity for me to milk this and trend. And decided to embellish the story. And that's what I don't like. That's the part I don't like.
Well, are there any other current events that you guys want to touch on? Because I have a Mr. Lova segment.
All right, let's hear it.
Did you see that clip?
No.
There's a clip. There's this show.
I forgot what it's called. Second Chance or something. It's on one of these
Is it a
shows
reality
where
show?
they bring couples in.
It's a reality show?
where they bring
I
couples
don't always
in.
believe in those reality shows.
And I get,
it might be fake, but
So what
I just
happened?
thought it was an injury.
I'm gonna play the video for you. So Wale has already seen it, so he doesn't have to see it, but you guys will hear it. It's this girl, and they bring her on, and I guess she's testing her boyfriend. She thinks her boyfriend is cheating on her, so she brings and she hires somebody.
So
but
if you have to test them,
but
that means there's no trust there. Why
I
you
know
testing
there's
your man?
no, but that's what we're gonna do our Mr. Lover breakdown for.
Me?
All right, so it's this girl. She's sitting in the studio with her boyfriend, right? And she's confronting him. So check this out.
The girl you cheated with and tell me that you're cheating on me?
Is that how we're gonna start this off?
Yeah, that is it. We haven't talked about it yet.
I didn't cheat on you.
I know that you did.
How do you know this?
Because the girl you cheated with, I paid her $50 to
What?
hit on you.
Why would you pay a girl to talk to me? That's some crazy.
You were giving off horrible energy, and it had a series of events leading up to that.
What do you mean?
You're over there liking all these.
It's for work. It's innocent flirting and help me get clients to. I am denying because it's not true.
Okay, sure.
She's a client, and after we were working out, we got food, which was across the street.
That's
where
not
we
what
walked.
she told me.
That's what I'm telling you.
She told me you guys had sex.
I'm telling you we didn't.
So are you saying she's lying?
I'm saying she's lying.
Let's find out from her.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my God.
So they bring
Paula, can you tell
They
him what
conference
you
the girl
told me?
in.
So I pretty much told her
FaceTime.
that you took me to this really fancy restaurant, and afterwards we went back to my place and hooked up.
And that he came on to you in the car and you guys are kissing.
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Why would you sit here and lie?
I lied because
So you weren't telling the
Wait.
truth?
I didn't think that she deserved you, so I lied.
Oh my
I'm
God.
concerned. Clearly, she doesn't value the faithful, amazing man that you are. I thought, maybe I have a chance because...
So you thought you had a chance with him, so you're trying to home wreck us so that you can be with him?
Wow.
That sounds so dumb.
Thanks. She lied to my face.
And what have I been saying?
Black men don't cheat.
All right, well,
That's the
I'm
truth.
sorry for doing that and making it go that far instead of talking to you about it. When I feel like someone's pulling away, I'll just pull.
Wait,
Bamesh,
what?
That's another one for yet another faithful black man. Let's
wow.
give it up.
She's stupid.
Yet
Why would
another
you
faithful
pay
black man.
money to have somebody cheat with your boyfriend? She deserves whatever she gets. I'm sorry.
Wale, if that's you, like what's happening after that?
First of all, I won't even be on the show.
I mean,
Why was it that you can't talk to me about that? We have to go and talk to me before cameras, first of all. But secondly, if I was like attention seeking like these people are, obviously, and I went on the show and you confronted me that some girl you paid $50, at that point I'm just walking off. Because the fact that you have to go and pay someone $50,
Is it a wrap for you?
it is a wrap.
that's it.
At that point,
why are you testing
at
this?
that point-
No,
it's not even
that's
about
it.
testing. It's that, yeah, the fact that you have to go. If you can't ask and you can't believe what
Right.
they say,
Then what's the point of
you
being in a
know,
relationship?
I mean, we all have our moments where we doubt things, and we sometimes I say if you go looking, you would always
You'll
find
find,
something,
yep.
even if it's not what it is, even if it's
Yeah.
something innocent, but you're going with the intentions of looking for something negative, so you would always find something. But in this case, the girl sounds crazy. The fact that you have to go and this is not an attack on females, but the fact that anybody has to go and pay somebody money or tell somebody you'll go holler at my babe for me or my guy for me, and then you now pay them $50. First of all, they duped you. $50. Someone should come and pay me $50, so please, I'll take it. But you know, it's a wrap for me, Sha. If I was him, that's a wrap.
Duh.
Have you ever in your dating history done anything where you went behind your significant other's back and maybe snooped into their phone or maybe stalked them a little bit?
Stalk.
There was someone I was chatting with and they were like, what's wrong with her? She could have just done it the old fashioned way and just stalked his ass. I was cracking up.
Nah, I'm not into all that stuff. If I'm thinking I have to do that, then
Wale, have you ever had a girl
I don't think so.
Sneak into your phone though?
Oh, yes. One of my exes, yes.
I've had an ex sneak into my phone.
Oh, really?
I've never like.
And how did you deal with that?
I'm just like, what are you doing?
One of my exes
must have felt silly.
I was just like, what
snuck
the
into
heck?
my phone. Was like, I remembered I just got back from England and I was tired as fuck. I remember, so I was in her house or something like that. And I was trying to sleep. Now, something had happened. So when I was in England, one of my guys that I was staying with, he had like in his little apartment thing, he had some of his female friends come visit. And basically what I heard was that there was a guy who lived in that building too. Like it's like a student accommodation thing. So there was a guy who lived in that building too who liked one of these girls. So he had come into the room. Mm-hmm. And I saw four of us just chilling. We were supposed to actually go see a movie, go to a bar, but I think they had gone out first, so they just came to meet us and we're trying to decide what's next. But saw four of us chilling, and then it's like, "Oh, you guys about to do something?" Like, "Yeah, we're just chilling." But he left. Now, he left, and that was the end of it. The girls ended up going to see the movie by themselves because I was tired. This was the day before I caught my flight back to the US. I was like, I'm tired, I'm going to crash. So that was it. We probably saw these people for like an hour and a half max, and they left. I don't even remember their names or anything, but you know, BlackBerry time, so they added me on BlackBerry and stuff. And then I landed the next day only to get a message from one of the girls saying, "I heard you guys went to tell people that something happened between while we're in the apartment."
Between you and her?
Yeah, and I was like, the fuck? Like, do I know you from anywhere? Do you understand? So I got mad. I called my boy, and then later found out that it was that guy that came into the room. And this I don't like. This is where my hatred for Nigerian men in England actually started, because a very common thing amongst them. They're very they act like kids. Wow. No, it's actually the truth. They act like kids. So the guy
we have the guy had gone to UK based listeners.
No. A lot of them are very mature. Like if I have a UK episode, I talk about the kind of things I've seen with the men in UK. It's very childish things, but the things they do for women or about women. That's isn't that well this guy that's taking somebody's card. So that's where it's all happening now. This man, but anyway, so that guy turned out that guy was hurt that the girl was in the room. Why he was hurt, I don't know.
So he went to go
spread stories that
that's a what?
Oh, she's a hoe, that she's even in this guy's room with one of his guys from Yankee, you know, that kind of stuff. So so that message conversation thread was in there. But it was between me and my boy saying, "Guy, why is this babe saying," you know, it was just like message to say, you know, like some me babe smash blah blah blah. So I get back and like my ex is reading of my she someone got into my phone. And she starts reading, and it's like 3 a.m. It wakes me up.
At 3 a.m.
What's this? Who's this? And it's like, at first, I'm like, huh, what are you talking about? You know, but it's like, but the only thing I respect is I used to tell her then, I tell the girl I did that, look, when you have issues, please just talk to me about it then. Because sometimes these things are not as serious as it is. And you can't be talking to me about it weeks later. So right. I was glad she did talk to me about it then, so I could actually explain the whole situation. Hey, this is actually what happened, you know, that kind of stuff. But that girl was fond of doing things where she would see something like that and ask me about 6 months later. And it was a problem. You know,
so
she see me that was walking up and say, "Hey, what's this?"
I have one example where it was, this one was very invasive. This was a girl I dated years ago. And she
I think I know this story.
You know the story?
Go ahead.
She would go online, right?
Oh, I remember this.
And send me text messages.
As
right?
somebody else.
As somebody else.
I remember this.
And in these text messages, she would say things like, Kore, we see you. We know what you're doing. We know you are fucking around on your girl. You don't deserve her. This, that. She's good to you, and you're whole. You fuck all these girls all over the place, blah blah blah. Like things that I knew that weren't necessarily true. And you know me now, I would never. I never replied. I would see them, and I'll just be like, okay, maybe it's someone that likes my girl, someone that's hating, whatever. I would just ignore people like that. I didn't like to even give them oxygen. And this went on for a few months, like just randomly, or like when my girl would go out of town.
Let's get message like that. This is one of the reasons why all my profiles are private.
But Kore,
because you can't be having random
exactly
people like this sending
Mr. Innocent.
Yeah, I was. I pretty much was.
You were innocent.
Well, black men don't cheat. Remember?
Don't cheat, man. Black men.
Anyways,
sure. Is this the same chick that downloaded something on your phone? Like a tracker thing or whatever.
This was opening Kore's ass today.
Shout out, okay.
But you know the funny thing, Kore has been through some wild.
So many. We need to go one day of a Kore relationship episode for real.
No, let me finish the story.
Just play.
Long story short is, she'd be sending me these text messages, right? And for the longest time I would ignore them and I never told her about it. I just knew that there was someone out there, and I'm like, it made me a little bit paranoid sometimes when I went out. There was this one night I went out, and I really wasn't cheating on her. I wasn't, but there was this one night I went out that I kind of slipped. I'd been drinking, and we're out in the club, and there were some girls that I'm not trying to blame it on the alcohol, but I gotten their numbers.
On the goose.
And I was much younger. Keep in mind, I was much younger. I was, I'm in my 20s now. This was shut
the fuck up.
So I was much younger back then.
Probably like 28 at the time.
I was much younger back then, and
I was younger.
But long story short was, I'd gone to the club and I'd gotten these girls' numbers.
I remember.
Oh, girls' numbers. Okay, what I want.
No. I think it was one. I think
Playboy,
it was two.
Playboy Cardi.
I think it was one. And back then, right, I always had this silly move. Now I think about it, was such a dumb move. But every time, if I collected a girl's number,
you save it under a different name.
No. I wasn't creeping like that. This was just I happened to slip this one night, and I wasn't even planning on even following up.
If you collected a girl's number.
No. But why you know how sometimes niggas just do things for their ego?
Yeah.
Like you just see a fine girl.
It happens a lot. And I'll get another story to later, but it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Ego things happen for you.
Yeah.
So then you saved the number where?
I saved it on my phone. I wasn't creeping. I just saved it, and on my way back home, I sent her a text, and I said something like, "Oh, I hope you go home safe." I always used to do that. That stuff. Like that. Just stuff to just like so that at least she remembers that I sent her a text, and that way, if I hit her up the next morning, and
like, who's this?
Exactly. Yeah. So I went to bed. My girl was at home. I was pretty drunk, so as soon as I got home, I just crashed. The next morning, wake up. I wake up and I know my girl's probably pissed at me because I got home late. And I opened my eyes. She was already, I think she was already in the bathroom or whatever. And and at some point I'm trying to remember what happened. No, yeah. So my alarm went off. It goes off at a certain time. But I always wake up right before my alarm comes on. You know that thing where it's just a cycle. So I was already up, but I hadn't opened up my eyes. So I started noticed my girl was going back and forth in the bathroom. At one point, she got on her computer. I didn't know what she was doing, and she went back in the bathroom. And then, but the whole time she didn't know I was awake because I was just, when you're just closing your eyes, and then I just hear a buzz on my phone. Bzz. I look at it. I'm like, we know what you did last night. I'm like, what the fuck?
Scream 5.
Like, I know what you did last summer.
Who last summer
is watching me? We know what you did last night, Kore. Yeah, we saw you with homegirl. Like,
what the fuck is this?
You're fucked, Kore. We're gonna
throw you under the bus, and we're gonna let your girl, blah blah blah, her name know.
God.
At that point, I'm freaking out a little bit, so I'm like, "Who the fuck is following me?" So my girl's in the shower at this point. Don't let me say my girl, because that doesn't sound right. Because when I say my girl, I'm only thinking of one person these days. You know what I'm saying?
He realized he has dug himself into a deep hole. He's trying to come outside. He's trying to come back outside.
When I say my girl these days, I'm only thinking of one person.
Trying to come back outside.
But this girl at the time,
ex.
This girl at the time, I don't even call her a real ex. I didn't got no exes, yo.
As in,
Your wholeness has been deleted.
There's no ex.
There was never any
You're
wholeness.
the male Drea.
There was never any wholeness.
This
There was never any
individual.
wholeness. So I go to my balcony. So I'm there just thinking, okay, this time around, I might need to reply this person and let this motherfucker know. Like, dude, just chill, okay? So I'm kind of freaking out. I don't see anything. I come back. I get back in bed. I act like I'm still like waking up or whatever. I'm just like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So at some point, my girl comes in.
Your individual.
Sorry, not my girl. This girl
Your
comes in
individual,
from the bathroom. As soon as she gets in, I hear her phone buzz. I'm like, Jesus Christ, let it not be this motherfucker. And she looks at her phone.
Rory has a smirk.
And then she looks at me.
A little chuckle.
And the whole time,
Is she Nigerian?
Yeah, she was Nigerian.
She was Nigerian.
Just say,
the whole time, right?
And this was like, babe, you said something.
You guys always do this, man. When I bare my heart out, yo. Anytime I bare my heart out.
She'll be like, I didn't say anything though. Corey has going. Go on.
So I'm there, and she just like, what's this? And she shows me her phone, and of course it's the person snitching on me.
Snitching on my ass like crazy.
Snitching on my ass like yeah.
And I was just like, I'm sorry. Because I don't know how to like.
You don't know what
carry.
to do at that point.
Me, I didn't like all that lying stuff. Because if I
I
lie to you, I will forget the lie, and I don't like. I'm paranoid like that. I like just being able to just be myself and just be straightforward with you. So right there and then, I'm like, I'm sorry. This, it was a mistake. She's doing shakara. She's walking away. Like, I can't believe you. I'm leaving. Okay, I'm. Like, she starts packing. Well, we didn't live together, but she had a lot of her stuff.
Smarty, you don't the other Uber.
Veronica,
cool down.
So I'm begging her. She's like, she starts packing all her stuff that she has on my place. She's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Blah blah blah. You like, what the fuck? I could have denied this shit, but the whole time, I don't think so at that point. The whole time, I'm just like, look, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I slipped. I happened to just get these girls' numbers. That's it. Nothing happened between us. She's like, oh, I'm supposed to believe that now.
Well, that's the hardest thing too. Is girls would never believe that story. It's hard. It is hard. It's
well, because you give them some purity, give them something. There's how am I gonna believe the other stuff?
I remember, this same person. I had it's probably around the same time too. I had a small group chat between me and some other friends.
I haven't finished the story.
Oh, okay, and it was just a thing where we're somewhere, and there was a girl who one of them liked, but he didn't want to. He was scared to go talk to her, and it was kind of like a ego. Let's see who gets her number first in the group.
Yeah.
And I did get her number. We're young. This was like maybe I was like 20 at the time or 19, and I did get the girl's number, But that's the thing. I don't think I ever texted her.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to do it for you. It's almost like
that's the thing. But the thing was, the person I was with at the time saw that I, in the chat when I was like, dude, I'm gonna get her number, that kind of thing, and that's what she saw. And I don't blame them too. It's hard to explain sometimes that look, that's just what it was. That's just what it was.
But long story short,
I shot I was running late for work. I'm like, please. She's like walking in and out to her car, back, taking stuff. I'm taking stuff back in the house. She's taking it out.
Division of labor.
Like, I'm sorry. Please. Just sit down. Finally, she calmed down. She was like, okay, I'm not going to take my stuff but she leaves for work. So when she leaves, I'm like, okay, at least she hasn't moved all her stuff. So I remember that day I hop on the train on the way to work. That's how at that point I'd already settled down, and I was there thinking of everything that happened, started piecing everything together. I'm like, this motherfucker that's been sending me messages for months finally got me, yo. But I kept thinking like there's just something about it. It was just something about it. When I was begging her that
you don't get me,
it was too easy. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was too easy. Especially when you feel like you've caught somebody.
You suspect everybody. You know, every time everybody texting, guy within the text.
So I started. First of all, I thought about because I'm like, this person obviously must have known me. It must have been because I went out with my boys. I said it has to have been someone in my camp.
That's why you be suspecting.
There's no way. So I'm thinking of everybone's
on their phone like going to do it.
I'm thinking of all my boys. Like, who the heck is trying to throw me under the bus? And then it just hit me out of the blue. I'm like, wait a second. What if she was one that sent me that text? And I was there thinking about when I woke up, when I saw her get on her laptop, leave, come back. I'm like, it's too easy. Like what are the chances that someone has a hawk eyes on me? Like, I'm not that important. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that big of a deal. Like,
you're not that big of a deal.
I lived in Baltimore. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even in those circles. I went to DC.
Corey.
Yeah.
Do I know this person?
No, you don't know this person. But I'm thinking
of all the crazy people.
I'm like, who cares about me that much that they'll go to this extent to bring me down and try to like shit on my relationship at the time. And I just said thing, I'm like, it's too easy. You know, it's too easy. So you know my detective brain, man. It just started going into overdrive.
After they've cut it.
Overdrive. My detective brain started thinking.
The case is over.
I started. So you know that meme that has that comedian with the man. I started connecting the dots. I'm like, the way she agreed to come back in and not take her stuff. It was too easy. It was too easy.
So it was justified.
It was too easy. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take more than 20 minutes. You know, so I'm like, I get to work the whole day. That's all I'm thinking about. Wale, I couldn't work. I'm like, who is stalking me? Who wants to ruin me?
You didn't ever try to call the number with a fake number or something?
No, it was all. Well, I tried calling that number at one point. It never went. It was fake.
All those Google numbers.
So, at some point, I think it was around lunchtime that it just hit me. I'm like, it's her. I'm like, there's no, I've thought of every single scenario. It's gotta be her. I'm being played here. I don't know how she was able to put two and two together that I had gotten the girl's number last night, but it has to be her. But I didn't know at this point. I didn't know.
I thought she was just waking up. It's not that I wake 6 hours ago.
Can you imagine? Anyway, but I need to wrap up very soon. But basically, long story short was I left work. I didn't even stay. Well, no, I stayed at work till the close time. Let me not go and stitch on myself. I got back home. On my way home, I texted her. I'm like, I know what's going on here. I know. I went right into it. I know you are the one, kind of thing. I didn't even say exactly what I knew. I said, I know that you're behind this. She's like, what are you talking about? She calls me. I'm like, hello? She starts shouting. I'm like, beep. You know what I'm saying? At that point, things changed. Look, by the time she got home, by the time we spent 2 hours, by the time after she had brought out a Bible, swearing on the Bible.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
It got that deep.
It got that deep.
Wow.
Swearing on the Bible, like, Corey, I didn't even ask her to swear on anything. No. She voluntarily said, look, you know how serious I am about my faith, blah, blah, blah. Swore on this thing.
Obviously not.
Right.
But look, by the time all was said and done, right? Yet, by the time all was said and done, she was the one begging me, like, Corey, I didn't do this now. Like, I feel like, how can you?
So you turned it around on her.
It wasn't like I turned it around. I just noticed that all of a sudden the tables had turned, and I'm like, you know what? If you are really innocent of this, I would be so offended that I'll be like, what? After I've already caught you, and now you're the one trying to convince me. Though I didn't have any proof. I'm just like, I don't care. I know you effing did it. Days went by. Days. Come back. Hours arguing. Anyway, long story short was eventually
She confessed.
She admitted to it. And not only that, there were times that I would get the message while she was next to me. She had a co-conspirator.
Of course she did.
She had a co-conspirator. She admitted that pretty much every night she always checked my phone. Every night she always checked my phone.
Well, I feel like the girls that do it, it's because the guys give them a reason to do it. They always say, "Oh, girls."
I never cheated on her. I never did. I never did. I'm not lying. Right. I never did.
Okay, sure.
I never did.
You can't getting someone's number is egregious as well. You're in a relationship.
Yes, and I'll admit to that. And I'll admit to that.
So you give her a reason to be
but
crazy.
What do you think drives? You think I give her a reason to be crazy?
Not Simi. Sorry, Kore. Yeah? Girls, in my experience, the girls that are quote unquote crazy, it's a nigga that drove them crazy. Theirs aren't just crazy. There's a reason why you push people to the where they get to. Nah, and in your record, Kore,
I think
going by all the stuff I know about you, you drive
fake
these
news,
girls crazy.
Fake news,
okay.
fake news. No,
fake news. We can do a whole episode on your relationship.
Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right? I think it's trust issues. I think that's all what it is. And I think
but if I don't trust you,
then why are you with the person?
Right.
And I think that's what really bugs my mind. Like, if the minute I'm starting to question your loyalty, and I'm not sure if I can trust you, right there and then we have to talk. I have to, because I would never be at ease if I'm always wondering if there's a nigga on your case or this and that. What?
And she didn't. That's why she was going through your phone. If you trust somebody, there's no need to go through your phone.
She swore on the Bible.
But
the drama. She had a co-conspirator. There was a girl that used to send it to her while I was right. No, my relationships aren't that. Yeti, stop! Don't do this.
You know, I've known you since freshman year. Not freshman year college. College days, yeah.
Don't do this.
And I remember stories that you for your own self told me. So it's not like I'm making this up.
No, but yeah, I just find it weird that there's this irrational thing with girls sometimes. Like,
I don't think
so. You see this girl,
I don't call it irrational.
I've seen girls like this.
Usually,
a lot of girls like this.
Usually, though, it's because they've seen something that you've done.
No, but sometimes not even you. It's not even something you've done. It's something society has done, and which is not good, because why are you taking society's pains on me? Like, I didn't do it, but
and also people have baggage. They bring their baggages from old relationships,
an ex-relationship or
right.
a friend's relationship. This is what their boyfriend or girlfriend was doing. It means, but I do know girls are more of the insecure ones, because society paints men as the more. I think women cheat more than men.
You think so?
I think so. Just men just get caught easily. Yep.
Girls are way sneakier.
There's a thing that goes on, and they were like, when you meet a married man in Lagos, you say, "Oh, aren't you married?" Say, come on, don't say that. Like, that's how the Nigerian married men. But
doesn't that tell you something?
But that's the thing about them is that they are very terrible.
I saw something else on Twitter that says, "Give us the responses of all the men
but
that
it
come
says,
to you
but
say,
what
I'm
that
married."
says is that they're very open about it, and when it's more open, it's more. But women, a lot of this men, their wives cheat on them. A lot of this, women go on getaways with men too.
Yeah.
These women do this thing, so they're just very sneaky about it.
I would like to learn more about this, and maybe another episode.
Maybe
just
it's 50-50
understand what goes on in women's brains.
No, women, you're more
like
insecure because a man is likely to cheat according to society than a woman is. To me, I believe that's bullshit. I believe we're both equally.
The women that cheat, of course,
this amount of times.
But I think when it comes to, but let's be honest, Nigerian men, we do have a pretty.
I believe
we have a proclivity to do it.
Yes, and I think the problem is because a lot of them, and this might be another episode, but a lot of them are not even getting to those marriages because they
really
get
love
into
the
it
person.
as
Right, it's like a business arrangement.
It's like, oh, you're 35.
You need to get married.
You need to get married. It's the way they look at women at their 20s and say, oh, you have to be married at your 20s. So some of these people just do things that make sense. Maybe.
Do you think that's why a lot the divorce rates have been rising?
Yeah, they have been rising now because now in the African communities, a lot of people don't really care about this whole cultures that we used to hold to test. Right. So now they're like, well, this guy, you are giving me a dick. Because I can imagine you are dealing with this girl every day of the week, someone doing this to you every day. Eventually, I'm like, see, fam, none of you are come. Do you understand? So, that's why the divorce rate is also increasing in that community, and weddings is more of a show than
it is. It's a show off thing.
But that's by the way. But women are more, according to society, women like to be more. They're more. what's that word I just used? When you're always thinking someone's cheating on you. I don't know. Vulnerable to thinking men are gonna cheat. Not vulnerable. They get. It's not irrational, but they get any small chance you see that looks like your man is cheating. Is like he's cheating.
Because that's what we've seen,
and that's what I'm saying.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Men, even if men feel that way, you don't want to be the man who's known for going to pay someone $50 to talk to a girl.
You also have to understand men are also weaker in that sense too.
It's an argument to push.
Men are. I'm not trying to justify.
It's an argument to push.
I'm just saying.
For the most part,
it's an argument.
Like. Do you understand that women are like sexually more superior beings to men?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Men have to spread their seed all over.
And it's them like the power it is.
As this will give you a good example. As back in the day, there were slaves because white people thought they were above, more superior being, but there were still a lot of white men's fucking slaves.
Yeah.
So why?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Understand why?
It's almost like sometimes we're driven by
as much as you can't consider her
drive sometimes.
But they just saw a body though. It wasn't about equal or anything.
No, they didn't see the equal.
Rape, rape, the white men that were raping the slaves was a power thing. It wasn't like a love.
That's a topic.
No, it's the truth.
Okay.
We need to
start wrapping up soon.
Okay.
Do you guys have anything else to add?
No, that's
any
it.
final thoughts,
No.
Yeti?
If you gotta be this crazy to be with somebody,
It's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it.
Ask them and do it the Kore's X way.
Stalk the old-fashioned way.
I know what you did last summer.
Do you still know where she is?
I don't know. I know
what you did last summer.
As usual, please, you guys, we should be having our YouTube videos back up this week. Go to our YouTube page, www.youtube.com/smiling-sufferer, on Instagram, smiling_sufferer, on Twitter @smilingpod. That's @SMILINGPOD. Why are you laughing? Smiling Suffer. We're also on Facebook. Please follow us, like, share our videos. This week I'm actually gonna try to cut up our videos into smaller chunks, and put them out there. Guys, we need you guys to go out there. Our fellow sufferers and smilers. Was that corny? Our fellow sufferers and smilers. Please go out there, promote us, man. Put us out there. And thank you very much for listening. Well, Wale, can you take us out?
Yeah, closing song is one of this alt guys. Well, not really, maybe. But it's a guy called Iwar. I don't know if I premiered one of his songs before. It's called Space, a long time ago. But he just dropped an album. It's called Gemini. We're both Geminis. So
you're crazy asses.
I love being a Gemini. He's actually signed to Universal Music Group, the Nigerian branch, and I think maybe I guess it's an affiliate with the global Universal Music Group. But this song is off his album, and it's called The Weather Song. It just dropped like yesterday, I think. Day before yesterday.
I want it all. Winter, summer.